All right, now we're going to segue right into social media marketing and how building your brand and social media marketing fit together so much, for small business owners especially. Here's something that you need to know, write down, remember. Whenever you think, I don't have time to do social media marketing, pull out this little sheet of paper with this on it. Social media marketing offers the single largest opportunity for businesses of any size to build their brands and build their businesses. And I'm going to show you how. First, before we dive any further, we're going to talk about what social media and what social media marketing are. First of all, social media is a term used to define any of the tools or sites online that are two-way, engaging, offer conversation, part of Web 2.0, the relationship networking aspect of the web. Social media marketing is any form of direct or indirect, with the indirect being in boldface marketing that is done using the tools of the social web. Now, you're sitting there thinking, you know, social media marketing, it doesn't work, it's just bad, I don't need to do that. Well, guess what, you do. And I'm going to tell you why. But first, I'm going to show you some proof. We're going to start, remember I wrote a book about Harry Potter, so I can tell you firsthand that that brand was built at the hands of consumers, particularly through the social web. And here's a perfect example. When the Wizarding World of Harry Potter was about to be announced in Orlando, Universal tapped Cindy Gordon, who's one of their VPs, to spread the word. She's given, here's all the budget you need, do a Super Bowl commercial, do whatever you want. This is every marketer's dream come true. You know, I've got all this money, I've got something for Harry Potter, oh God, what can I do? Well, she didn't really spend a penny. Instead, she contacted 7 of the most popular Harry Potter bloggers, told them I've got an announcement, we're going to do a midnight webcast where I'm going to make the announcement just to the 7 of you. That midnight webcast comes, 7 bloggers, dial in, I can't wait to see what it's going to be. She says, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter is coming. Within 2 minutes, it was already on one of those blogs. Within 24 hours, it's estimated that 350 million people knew about it, all by telling 7 people. All right, now you're thinking, well, I'm not Harry Potter. I can't, this is a ridiculous example. Well, I'm going to give you a small business example. A lot of you have probably heard of Gary Vaynerchuk. If you haven't, he's a great example, and that's why I'm going to use him. Gary Vaynerchuk, his dad, Russian immigrant, owned a liquor store, a wine store in Springfield, New Jersey, not far from where I grew up. And when Gary was a teenager, he started working for his dad and really, really enjoyed it. When he got a little bit older, he asked his dad if he could start a blog for the store. His dad's, I don't care what you do. So Gary starts this blog. Soon, he starts adding a video element. He takes videos outside the store, in the snow, in the store, in his office, whatever's convenient. There's no special lighting. He's got like his own personal video camera, and he just talks about wines. And his passion and love of his subject and enigmatic personality drew people in. Word spread across the world. And today, his store, Wine Library in Springfield, New Jersey, is a $50 million a year business, with over half of those sales coming online. He's sold multi-million-dollar book deals. He is a sought-after speaker about social media strategy. And it all started with a blog, so it can work. So before you start thinking about how to do it, you, again, need to consider strategy. It's not a short-term deal. You have to remember your brand consistency and image and message. Don't forget it. You have to set new customer expectations based on that brand promise and let the audience take control of the conversation. We're going to talk about that a little bit more in a minute, but don't forget those basics as I go through this. All right. So now I talked about how branding and social media marketing get along so well. Well, now we're going to talk about the 2 of them together. Think of it this way. Consumers have more options than ever these days. We live in such a hyper-connected world. The social web has created this online conversation that's instantaneous, that reaches across the world in seconds. Think of things like the outbursts in Iran after the election a couple of years ago. word was getting out through blogs and through Twitter. Think of the Haiti. What was that, a year or two ago? I can't even remember the timing. But people were asking for help and contacting their relatives via Twitter. Think of Michael Jackson's death. Here's an example. Michael Jackson's death broke on a blog, and regular news organizations didn't report it until hours later. It was already all over Twitter and all over the social web. So consumers have access these days, access to so much information. And social media creates this opportunity for every business, no matter how big or how small, to be on the same, very level playing field and with very little investment. It lets you create a dialogue, build relationships. Remember that powerful relationship branding thing we talked about earlier? It lets them build relationships with consumers, set expectations through conversation that are so much more powerful than a newspaper ad. So it's just an opportunity that you shouldn't ignore and just write off. Let's talk about some of the popular tools of social media. All right, well, you ask, what should I do? How do I get started? Blog, Twitter, Facebook. Wait a minute. That's way too much stuff. I can't do that. I know that's what you're thinking. I can't be all these places at once. I don't have a staff of 100. This is ridiculous. I'm leaving. No, don't go. Think of it this way. Multiple departments can get a piece of the social media pie. If you've got employees, again, use them. Let them take control and start talking about your brand. Let them be your most powerful brand advocates. If not, think of all the various ways that you yourself can participate in the social web, offering thought leadership on a blog, doing some promotion on Twitter. There's just so many different opportunities where you can test, and the most important thing, pick the things that you enjoy. Because if you don't like it, you're not going to do it, and that will show through, and your potential customers and existing customers will see that. You don't have to be everywhere. It's about quality, not quantity. Quality relationships and sustainable organic growth. Not short-term guerrilla marketing tactics that will get me 10,000 followers in a day. Guess what? Those 10,000 followers aren't going to help you build your brand. They're not going to advocate your brand. They're not going to help spread your content and your thoughts. It's those quality relationships. So focus on things that you enjoy. And you do that by starting your own core branded destination. This is the most important thing that you need to do. You need to have a core branded online destination. I usually recommend a blog, but if you're not a writer, that probably won't be the best idea. And so you have to choose what's best for you. But it has to be some kind of social web tool where people can engage with you, learn more from you, and build a relationship with you. So set that up. Start getting some content up there. Start developing an archive of who you are and what your brand promises in that core branded destination. From there, you can spread out to different areas. Add a YouTube channel if you like to create videos. If you give a lot of presentations, add a SlideShare account, show your presentations, get on Twitter, start talking to people on Facebook. You know, just start with that core branded and then spread the tentacles.